Have you ever find yourself doing the same commands over and over again and wish there was a way to record them? Well, now you can. With the Action Recorder add-on, you are able to record and automate macros and repeatedly execute them with ease. To install it, follow the link in the description, go to Releases, and download the latest version. Inside Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-on. Click Install, select the file just downloaded, and you are done. You can use the search bar to make sure the add-on is activated. Now you should be able to see a new panel named Action Recorder. Let's enter Edit mode and start automating commands. You can do this by creating actions. Click on the plus button sign to create one. Each action contains a series of commands, called macros here. Let's create a simple inset indentation for our cube. Press record to start. Now, I to inset, and let's use 0.2, and Ctrl F to extrude along normals. Now that's done, let's press stop. The two commands we just executed were saved in our macro editor. We can now select other faces and press play to redo them. Let's also rename our action to Inset Faces. And you can click on the left square to change its icon. You can choose any Blender icon or add your custom one. There is also another way to create macros which gives us much more control. Let's create another action and make a spike for our sphere. Let's also open Info area to understand what's happening. Let's inset this face now. Each time you execute a command in Blender, a Python command is called. When we click on the plus sign of the macro area, the last command is added to our macro lists. You can also double-click the entry to manually edit and change it. This way, we can finally control the commands that are saved. Extrude the face and add that command to our action. And finally, resize it to make the spike. Now you can replay it and add spikes to our selected faces. But doing it to multiple faces, we get some weird behavior. Doing the command manually, we can see why. Scaling at the median point pivot make them scale towards each other. Changing it to individual origins fix it. So let's change the pivot to individual origins and add that to our action. Use the arrows to move it above the resize macro. Now our command works no matter what pivot it was before. You can also change the macro to adjust values without redoing all the commands, like the spike's length. With our spike action, we can now use it to make some cool things really fast. Select the whole sphere but the top and bottom vertices. Use select, check the select, and play our spike action. And like that, we have our spiky sphere. All local actions are saved in our Blender file, but you can use global actions to use them anywhere. In the Global Actions tab, we can see categories containing the saved actions. Use the Add Cube Sphere action to create an object. The categories here change depending on the mode you are in. Entering the Edit mode, we now have a new Edit category. To make changes to existing global actions, click on the icon before the tab name. Here you can move, rename, or delete the selected global action. The selected global action is indicated by the blue circle before its name. Using the Global to Local button, we'll bring that action to our local actions, where you can see the macros used and make changes. Let's create an action to merge two edge loops together and make it global. We can do that by selecting both edges, pressing Ctrl E and use Bridge Edge Loops. On the operator box, select Merge. Now we can quickly stick two planes together. Press Local to Global and this will create our global action. But it seems we added it to the wrong category, so let's fix that. Exit Edit mode to see the object category. Select our Merge Loops action and click on the list icon to change its category. We can also create our custom categories. The Advanced tabs is used to control categories. Click on the plus button and let's name it My Actions. We can also configure in what situation the category is visible by changing its area and mode settings. Select the Edit mode and apply visibility before confirming it. Now, we can move our Merge Loops to our custom category and move it to the top. Another great use of this add-on is shortcuts. You can use a shortcut to play the local action to automate simple commands. For example, Instead of selecting 2 points, pressing M and choosing Add Center, you can create an action for that and use the shortcut instead. The addon also allows you to create custom shortcuts for global actions. Just right-click the global action and select Art Shortcut. Just beware of conflicting Blender shortcuts. Action Recorder also allows you to make very intricate modifications. Extrude the cube face and extrude it along the Z-axis by 15 degrees. Repeating this 6 times, we can make a curve. But instead of doing that or recording in a long macro, we can click on the tool icon and use some advanced commands. Let's add a loop and set the count to 6 instead. Move it to the top and add the end loop at the end. Now we can easily make 90 degrees face turns. You cannot record commands that involve selecting things with a mouse, but there are some creative ways to overcome that. Here's an example. Let's make an extrude, and then another one. And we want to individually extrude only the side faces. We can't use the mouse to select the loop, but we can use Select More to expand the selection, and then select Previous Active to remove the top face selection, allowing us to extrude only the side faces like we wanted to. Another thing to be careful: when extruding faces, Blender will lock the extrusion along the face normals. But inside the Python command, it is using a global value, so saving the extrude command is never a good option. I always prefer using extrude along normals instead. Here's how to turn a quad into a circle. Subdivide the face, inset it, use Loop Tools, Circle, and press F to have it as a single face. And here's how to make a gear. Select the edge loop of a cylinder to start. Use Select, checker the select, extrude along normals, and scale it, locking the Z-axis. Now we can quickly make gears of any sizes. And lastly, we have this icon besides the actual name. Here's what happens when we execute a simple resize individually. But notice that when we select both, we get some strange results. This is because it is executing the macros with both objects selected at the same time. We can use this icon and select individual groups, and it will be the same as press and play on each object at a time. And that's it! A really cool add-on that can help you automate repeated tasks really easily, as well as create and organize your own database of useful commands and shortcuts. I hope this video helps, and until next time.